මන්ත්‍රීතුමා විනාඩි 13ක කාලයක් තිබෙනවා මට.
කාලෙ කොච්චර තියෙනවද?
විනාඩි 13ක කාලයක්.
අඩු වෙලා දෙයක් විතර අඩු වෙලා. Honorable Chairman, Honorable Chairman, the United Nations Climate Change Conference held between October 31st and November 12th at Glasgow, His Excellency President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that no more new coal power plants in Sri Lanka in the future, and the country will achieve a 70% energy requirement through renewable energy by the year 2030. This is a very good thing. ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් හැටියට ඒක ඉතා හොඳ දෙයක්. නමුත් කරු සභාපතිතුමනි, if you are looking at alternative energy, we must look at renewable energy. So renewable energy has been classified as biomass, hydropower. මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මම ඉතා ආදරෙන් මතක් කරනවා මගේ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ පියා ගාමිසනායක මෙතුමා කරපු මහවැලි යෝජනා ක්‍රමය තුල තමයි තාමත් මේ රටේ තුනෙන් එකක් සමහර දවස්වල සමහර මාසවල 150ක් අර මහවැලි ජලයෙන් කරකන ටර්බයින් වලින් තමයි විදුලිය තාමත් මේ රටේ නිෂ්පාදනය කරන්නේ. ඒ වගේම තමයි wind, solar, geothermal, these are classified as renewable energy. Huge potential there is in this country for solar and wind. There is also onshore and offshore wind farms. Honorable Duminda Dissanayake also spoke about it and the huge potential for it. Wind energy is coming down, the cost of wind energy is coming down, so is solar is coming down with the development of new technology. We have the potential to develop at least 1,000 megawatt offshore plant in Puttalam, and Honorable Minister mentioned the Mena Basin also. So the issue here is the worsening economic crisis in this country. The economy has been mismanaged by this government. How will this government face the looming power crisis? තමුන්වහන්සලා කොච්චර කිව්වට ගැටලුවක් නැහැ කියලා අනිවාර්යෙන් ඇමතුමාගේ යටිහිත දන්නවා හෘද සාක්ෂිකට එකව දන්නවා විශාල ප්‍රශ්නයක් මුහුණ දෙන්න වෙනවා කියලා ඉතා ඉක්මනින්. Yugandhanavi share sales agreement. The fundamental question here is who decided on the value of this $250 million? Was it the government auditor? If so, is he so qualified? Or was it someone else who decided on this $250 million value? Can the government table the valuation report? Keep in mind, your government came to power by promising the people of this country that not 1 inch of this country's land will be sold. එක බිම් අගලක් විකුණන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක තමයි තමුන්නාන්සලා ප්‍රකාශ කරේ දා බලය ලබා ගන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා. If this government wants to sell, why not tender for it? Can we look at least a Swiss challenge tender formula, inviting all parties to come and participate in that tender? I am asking the government to be transparent. Name of the game, Honorable Minister, is LNG, or liquefied natural gas. All future shipping lines, transportation will be done by using LNG. Container ships will require at least $1 million worth of fuel in the future. So I think New Fortress Energy Company is targeting this section, trying to make Sri Lanka a global hub. This is a good business strategy for them. But where will that lead Sri Lanka? Where will we stand in that deal? Why is the government not disclosing the details of this deal, this agreement, to Parliament and the people of this country? Does all cabinet ministers know about the intricate details of this deal or not? I think the Honourable Minister, when he's making his answer, he will probably touch on this. People are asking, who is getting paid? Clause 3.1 of this agreement state that a maximum unit price of 9.9 US cents for the Yugadanavi. However, in the cabinet paper dated 069/2021, government has agreed to increase the price to 12.32 US cents. කවුද මේ දේ කරේ? ඒ ප්‍රශ්න අපි මේ අවස්ථාවේදී අහන්න ඕනේ. Who's the one who increased agreement of 9.9 US cents to 12.32 US cents? Who is getting paid is a question that this entire country is asking. There is a talk of a fuel formula. I must remind, or a price formula rather. When Honorable Mangala Samarira brought this price formula, your party criticized it. What is happening now? Is there a price formula that's coming? I think the Honorable Minister has to answer this question. Then we are looking at state-owned enterprises and the losses of it. Honorable Anup Kumar Dissanayake also touched on this. There are CPC unpaid bills of $1.3 billion. Loans to banks stands at $2 billion roughly. Total liability is around $3.3 billion. Then when you look at Ceylon Electricity Board, there is 45 to 50 billion rupees worth of debt that has to be settled per year. Honorable Chairman, when you look at Sri Lankan Airlines also, huge colossal debt that has to be settled. I don't know how the government is going to settle these things, but we as an opposition have always maintained that whenever the government proposes something that's good for the country, we as an opposition will certainly support it. What's happened with the fuel credit line with Qatar? Did that work out? Not work out? I think the Honorable Minister has to disclose to this House the details of that discussion as well. Will India give us a credit line? If so, how much? Earlier, Honorable Anup Kumar Dissanayake said about 500 million, but what was reported in the papers is about $250 million. So what's the real status of that agreement or deal that's happening with India? What will happen to the Sapukaskanda? What will happen there? What will happen to the Trincomalee oil tanks? These are questions that has been raised from this morning. Honorable Partli Champika Ranawaka raised it. Honorable Kabir Hashim raised it. So I think the Honorable Minister will have to answer these questions. Fortunately for the Honorable Minister and the government, 65 to 70% of our households still cook using firewood. මම හිතන්නේ ඒකේ නම් වැඩිවීමක් ඇති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද especially with what's happening with the cylinders, gas cylinders, people will start using alternative means of cooking, and I think firewood will be used, will be going back in time. I don't wish to speak much longer, but there are burning issues. මේ රටේ ආර්ථික ප්‍රශ්න පමණක් නෙවෙයි, සෞඛ්‍ය ප්‍රශ්න විතරක් නෙවෙයි, දේශපාලන ප්‍රශ්න විතරක් නෙවෙයි, දැන් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම බලශක්ති අර්බුදයකටත් මේ රට මුහුණ දෙන්න වෙනවා කියන එක මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ගරු ඇමතුමාට සහ ආණ්ඩුවට අපි කනගාටුවෙන් හරි පෙන්වා දෙන්න සිදු වෙනවා. ගරු මූලාසන මන්ත්‍රීතුමනි, සභාපතිතුමනි, මම මීට වඩා දීර්ඝව කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. තව විනාඩි කීයක් විතර තියෙනවද මට? 2 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah.
මම අවසන් කරන්නම්. I'll conclude my speech by quoting Richelle E. Goodrich. She says, "There are far too many silent sufferers, not because they yearn to reach out, but because they have tried and found no one really cares. ඒත් එක්කම මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මම ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න ඕනේ ඒබ්‍රහම් ලින්කන් මැතිතුමා කිව්ව දෙයක් තමයි you can fool some people some of the time but you can fool some people some of the time and all people but you can't fool all people all of the time. Thank you. බොහොම ස්තුතියි වෙලාවෙන් කළ දුන්නාට.
Thank you මහින්ද දිසානායක honorable මහින්ද දිසානායක. ගරු එස් අධිකරණාධිපති මන්ත්‍රීතුමා ඔබතුමාට විනාඩි 14ක කාලයක් තිබෙනවා.
நன்றி குழுக்களின் தலைவர் அவர்களே.